So welcome to this engaging first KPMG TourisTalk, focusing on meeting the diverse needs of four generations in travel. In this sense, with emphasis the new generations, so the Millennials and Gen Zers, the generations called, the first generations called native, digital native. So, you know, the Millennials and the Gen Zs share fundamental traits that have left a significant mark on the tourist industry. So both generations value authentic experience over material positions. So seek constant digital connectivity. So they are deeply committed to social and environment. So with
environmental.
So they are deeply committed to social responsibility.
Muy bien.
So these unique characteristics have generated a demand from millennials and Gen Zs that challenge the established conventions in the travel industry, from a preference for personalized and authentic experiences to a growing awareness of sustainability and social responsibility. These generations are paving the way for a new paradigm in how we conceive, plan, and enjoy travel. So this means this is a big challenge for the industry. In response of this challenge, so the travel industry is reflecting or making a reflection about how to make new specialized products and services, how to incorporate new technologies, and how to redefine so traditional concepts that were, let me say, years ago established in the travel industry. So the key players in this industry they are trying to reimagine so their approach to offer experiences that resonate with expectations and values of millennials and Gen Zers. So this TourisTalk today, with this TourisTalk today, we will try to cover 6 topics. So this is a natural conversation with 3 experts. I will introduce later the experts, but we'll try to cover the 6 main topics that are exceptional in the new generation. So the first one is to talk about which type of product specialization these generations are demanding. So it means they are looking for something different, something personalized. So which is the level of personalization they are demanding? The second topic, we will talk about how this generation seeks experience. The experience is the queen for the new generations. They are looking for something special to share with their friends in the community, in social media. So which are the type of experiences they are looking for? We will focus much in hotel industry, so because hotels are, let me say, so something that manage experience more than air travel or something or another type of travel. So the third topic will be focusing the concepts that these new generations are managing, like authenticity, like responsibility, social responsibility, diversity, how the companies, so in the travel industry, they put these concepts into the products, into the brands, and they show the new generations so that they are authentic, that they are social responsible, and they taking care the responsibility. The third topic that we will try to speak today is about the price. So these generations are price conscientious. So they are looking for price. They value the product, so they are able to pay so the price that the product, the value of the products the companies bring them. So, but they are price conscientious. How are the new strategies about price? So about pricing, about promotions. So how to put in place new strategies that to attract these new generations. The fifth topic will be about, of course, digital marketing. So they are digital native. We are in a society that is changing very fast. So all the generations, they are trying to start using digital. So most of them using digital, but the new generations, the Gen Zers and millennials, they are full. So they are looking for price, they are looking for experience, they are looking for everything in digital areas. So how to attract them so in this digital media. And the last point will be about loyalty. So we'll talk about loyalty, how to attract new generations, what they will ask or what they are asking the companies, so in terms that the loyalty, to be loyal to them. So which are the main or the key topics that to be developed in order to make them loyal to a product or a brand. So in summary, so today's KPMG TourisTalk is about understanding and adapting to the changing needs for a diverse range of travelers, mainly focused in millennials and Gen Zers. So our guest speaker today is Claire Bennett. Claire is actually in New York. So thank you, Claire, to attend our meeting. So because we know you have a busy schedule. Claire is actually Claire is a current VP of IAG, Intercontinental Hotel Group, so and has a vast experience in marketing in the past, working for not just IAG but different companies, and she's one of the. So I don't know if explain it, Claire. So you are one of the most. So are in the top 50 or top 100 most powerful businesswomen in US. So I don't know if it. So we know it. So, but I don't know it's too much. So Claire it's a really exceptional a professional. So joining Claire, so we have Maria Zarraluki. Maria Zarraluki is part of the KPMG Travel Commission, and Maria is a global VP of development in Meliá Hotels International. So Maria has 20 years, more than 20 years of experience working in hotel industry, not just in development, in other areas, and she's a very well-recognized professional here in Spain. And beside Maria, so we have Patricia Rosselló. Patricia Rosselló, so Patricia is for me, it's a pleasure to have Patricia here. So because Patricia has been innovating from a young age, so he has started to innovate with a startup, travel startup, in fact, in UK. So again, he innovated with another startup in UK dedicated to travel. He get back to Spain and start to work for the industry. And she decided in the last term to start again innovate. So she is the CEO and founder of Roibos, one of the most successful startups in a very innovative to distribute products of hotel industry. So now we will start the conversation. So let me start with a question and reflecting from the first topic. So which is your opinion, Claire, about the products? So attending these new generations. So do you think that with one product you are able, the industry is able to attend all the needs for 4 generations, or do you think that you need specific products for each generation or for the new generations, or it's a mix, a hybrid of both? So it's your time, Claire.
Yes, thank you. Well, first of all, thank you for the opportunity to be here. I really appreciate it on behalf of IHG Hotels and Resorts. I would say to answer the question in terms of, is it one product or can it be several? I think the answer is it's both, which, most of the large hotel chains have multiple products for this reason, right? So we have, 19 hotel and resorts brands to meet the needs of every type of customer. But even within each of those brands, they might be tailored to a specific age demographic. And I'll take an example of our brand Indigo, which is very much a brand that was built for the Gen Z customer, built on the concept of people in that generation want to be in a neighborhood. They want to go to a location and not feel like they're in something that looks like everything else. They want to know, I'm in the Lower East Side of New York. This hotel gives me some history about it. The food and beverage relates to the location. If I'm in Florence, wherever else I might be, Asia, etc. So that brand and that product was built specifically for Gen Z. However, you find a lot of people, no matter what the generation, love that brand. I'm one of them because I also like a sense of place when I'm going somewhere. So I think as a company, it's really building that whole product portfolio of multiple brands that can meet the needs of any type of guest. But then even within each brand, how do we make sure that whoever walks in that door, who is our guest, that we take care of them and it feels like an experience that is unique to them? And that's where the magic of a general manager and the person running that hotel is really sort of our secret sauce, right? Recognizing that guest and making sure that whatever that kind of experience they want, we deliver it. And the last thing I'd say is when you talk about multi-generational travel together, most hotels also are very cognizant of that opportunity. It's increasing multi-generational travel. The biggest thing you see is more lobby space. People want those experiences. They want to be around other people. And that was true even before COVID, but post-COVID has become even more significant. People want time to gather and meet with other folks. So when you see intergenerational travel, we see them enjoying our lobbies. They might rent a suite. We have many brands that have suites as a part of the product portfolio or product value proposition. They may want different food and beverage experiences. And in a resort experience, you can meet the needs of many generations. So it's really sort of all of those things that make the experience relevant for all types of customer bases.
That, Claire, thank you for that. It's marvelous to listen to an expert like you talking about this kind of stuff. At the end of the day, and just summarizing a little bit or introducing a little bit more of what you have just said, at the end of the day, I think that product specialization is very important. But at the end of the day, it's very important to understand the mindset of the clientele. At the end, each brand goes to a segmentation, but a segmentation sometimes, at least in lifestyle brands, are not just on the demographics, but on the thinking. So as you said perfectly about Indigo, you can have people from different ages at the same time in the same hotel, which may be a challenge, but at the same time is the reality of nowadays. So I think that it's very important, not just the product specialization, but when you design a product that is specialized, but at the same time is done for a global or universal approach, so each different people can go there. And to do that, in my experience, first of all, you have to have a strategic approach. So who do you want to address to and to know your client? Obviously, technology and digitalization is there, so you have to know your client in order to develop this approach to your clients. And afterwards, you will have to combine, or at least try to combine, different experiences within the same product. For example, common spaces, as you were saying. It's very important to millennials that they want to have this social approach, but at the same time, just to have common spaces in a hotel may take out other people that have the same mindset on the sensibility of the location, and therefore it's important to include other amenities and other services that can bring these clients together. No? So a specialization in services, and especially in training on your personnel, as you said, talking about the diversity that nowadays we're talking about, I think is very important as well. So I think it's a challenge to have all these different segmentations in the market, but take into account the long span nowadays of the life living of people, that you can have people of 90 years going around, they have wealthy approach, and people that is very young as well. We need, as hospitality and travelers and in this industry, to align or to align to these needs and to put that together in order to be proposing something different that can attract as maximum clientele as possible.
So just to make a reflection, so when we talk about experience, so sometimes, so all of you in the industry, so try to, so always put the word experience. Experience is the king, the queen, in this case the queen. So, but what it means experience? So in a hotel, when we are talking about experience, so we are talking about gastronomy. So we are talking about to offer a cultural experience in the hotel, I don't know, art in the hotel, or we are talking about sports, so we have a nice gym or something like this, or digital, you can experience and virtual reality or something. When we talk about experience, that we are offering an experience, what it means so it's something that is strange. I don't know, Claire. So in IHG, so experience is the queen, but what's the experience?
Right, and I think that comes with knowing the customer and the guest before they enter the hotel, right? Which is, as data has become more sort of at our fingertips, our ability to know what someone is looking for before they come in. And that's where, again, the person on property knowing how to mine that data and think through how do you create that experience. But it is all those things that you said. It's food and beverage. It's the lobby experience. I'll give you an example of a couple of our brands. I was just staying at a brand called Staybridge Suites in the U.S. and it was in Indianapolis, Indiana, and there was a football game that weekend. So the whole lobby was focused on the football game, and that was a multi-generational experience, right? The whole family's there. You got young, you've got old, but it's taking advantage of a moment that exists and creating that energy and that fun in the lobby. And a brand like Intercontinental, we have repurposed some of our meeting space. During the week, you've got business meetings, but what do you do with that space? Other times you can create really beautiful bespoke experiences by decorating that room in a very different way. And so you're seeing a much younger generation rent out those spaces for a party or for a bachelorette experience or things like that. It's really sort of how you take advantage of understanding the need and creatively building that around the experience. Crown Plaza is a business hotel. In many cases, we've got these work-life rooms, and for a younger generation, as they're, working remotely and, blending travel with work, there's more drinks being served sometimes as they're, on their computer all day. It's having that food and beverage experience be part of that as well. So it's just being aware of who is that guest and what do they need, and sort of mining the data and making sure that we create bespoke, fun, interesting experiences. And the great talent, we have 350,000 colleagues that make this happen in our hotels every day. The great talent has that eye and that creativity, and that's really what makes the point of difference. Certainly when we build the products, we're cognizant of this as well, right? How do we create space that allows it to be flexible and to take advantage of what that guest might want at that point in time?
Thank you, Claire. What I see is that the newer generations, millennials and Gen Zers, they value experience over possession. So the material things are not that important. It's all about experience. And it's not just in the accommodation. They will use the experience in the destination, in the style they travel, the technology they use. So on top of the accommodation. So if we think of technology, where my expertise perhaps, we see how they want to interact from the moment they start to search for that holiday, for that vacation, for that hotel. They want to be connected. So they're going to use apps, they're going to use comparison websites, and they're going to find what they want. So it has to be that experience on the pre-holiday, pre-vacation, pre-going to the hotel, all that experience, it has to be also fun, it has to be entertaining. And when it comes to the Gen Zers, it has to be that visual impact, because at the end of the day, they want that photo on Instagram on their own or with the rest of their families. So it's very important that when we, in the travel industry, all travel brands look for capturing and engaging with these younger generations, they take the experience not just in the accommodation, but pre-accommodation and also in the post-accommodation. So it's a good thing to use, their own user generation content going forwards, because the experience is their goods, is their holidays, is their result, is the solution.
Yeah. At the end of the day, I think just to add on that it's not just, nowadays the big change about experience is not just inside the hotel and pre and post the booking engine, but as well outside the hotel experience. It's how the hotels can bring community and diversity and what is happening around and the local environment of the hotel into the hotel to make their experience as much memorable as possible, in order for them to feel that it has a sense, not just going to a hotel, but to have this extra experience within the location. That can be linked to everything that you have said, Luis, about food and beverage, etc. But at the end, it can be as well in relation to cultural aspects of the locations. For example, we with the Insight brand, we have developed like this linked to literary actions and festivals in different places, just to bring authors of the local places into the knowledge of the millennials, for example. And it's super well perceived because they feel that they go into a place, they're knowing the culture, they're knowing the people that is in the place, and at the same time they're enjoying and having this social approach. So I think that the word experience nowadays is just everything. It's hotel, it's commodity, it's how you define the product, but it's as well which services you provide within the hotel and outside, and in particular with the new generations.
So they are looking for authenticity, they are looking for diversity, they are looking for social responsibility, so they are looking for extraordinary experience. So how to manage, so in order to create products that are aligned with all these things. So because it sounds that we have to cover too much things, not from the very start. So it must be fun when we start to book. It must be fun. So to pay never is fun, but it must be fun even the pay process. No, so you need so how you manage it. So because are a lot of challenges to cover.
Yeah. Well, let me call out one topic. We were talking about the brands and the on-property experience, and as it relates to the integration of social media in that case, it is interesting to note, as we're designing a lot of our products now, there is an Instagram moment, or several, that we're creating, right? People want to be, they want that photo and they want that iconic shot to show that they were in XYZ location. So increasingly for the product itself, that's becoming an important aspect for this generation. Now, separately, you had asked sort of about the whole booking process and the experiences. There were a couple of thoughts in there, so I'm trying to sort of untangle them a bit. One is sort of just the booking process and that flow from a Gen Z standpoint, and how that's different and how critical that is. That alone is a pretty complex thing. I mean, just to give you context about how we develop these, you said it's complex. It is. We've built customer roadmaps, and it's the customer journey, and it's from when they're thinking about going somewhere all the way through to I'm booking, I'm staying on property, I am staying on property for several days and experiencing it, several aspects of it: food and beverage, pool, spa, sauna. Then I exit the property, and now I want to talk about it in social media, etc. All of that is built in a customer experience roadmap by demographic, and then we sort of create the technology and prioritize those moments that matter. And so that's really how we work through the process of understanding, okay, for Gen Z, what is different? And yes, you're right, increasingly all of that pre-work, most things that generation does have to be technology enabled. And so in that case, we're very active in social media. We're very active in creating brand awareness in places where we know those experiences matter. So we're in music festivals, we're in sporting events that are increasingly relevant to that generation. Our marketing advertising campaigns feature a very diverse group of consumers, because that matters to Gen Z specifically, and a very diverse group of locations. So now you're sort of through the identifying where I want to go if I'm Gen Z, and how am I getting that information. On the technology itself, it's all done through the app by this generation. They generally are not picking up the phone to book something. It's all done ideally through our app, which is an award-winning app. Then when they're on property, they want to engage with our employees via the app. And so increasingly, we've got concierge services that are digital concierge services. And then post their experience, they're going to post that in social media. If by chance they have a challenge on the property, we also have created an experience that our social media will respond within record time through that experience, which is different than picking up a phone and talking to someone. And so we really, again, looked at the whole aspect of the customer journey to make sure it was built for purpose for that customer base. And it's working. I mean, our awareness of our brand with that generation is up 20 points as a result of a new advertising campaign. I've not seen that kind of growth in a brand that quickly in my long experience. So it's just focus and knowing who your customer is and how to speak to them.
No, yes, for sure. I think that at the end of the day, as you are perfectly saying, is to know your client. Each brand has to have a purpose and a strategic approach just to understand how you're going to build this brand, and that you have a market that is aligned to be attracted by this brand, and therefore to buy this brand on a loyalty basis as well. And the travel journey of a client has to be very much integrated with this digital and technology moment. But when I was hearing you, Claire, a question popped up on my mind, and it's not in the guides that we had today, but I wanted to make you a question in particular, because we talk about Gen Z, for example, or millennials, they in principle, they love social or community approach. So they feel to be with people, to have this interaction with employees, but at the same time, they want this barrier of the technology. They want the apps for talking to the employees and talking to everyone when they expose their thinking. How do you think, and you just said that, it's interesting to hear this, how do you think you can bridge this moment of, I want to be with people and I don't want to be disturbed by people because I want the technology for interacting? How do you think this works?
Yeah, I think it's for the people, they want the experience with people when it's a fun, engaging activity, right? And so it's on their terms. And I think earlier a question came up about how do you have some level of awareness of the market, and they want to feel part of that market. Again, as we look at the brand Indigo in Nashville, Tennessee, it's very much a focus on music. And so in the lobby, we have up and coming country music stars who will play in the lobby, right? And so that's why that generation is attracted to that brand, is if I'm in Nashville, that's going to be the focus. In Milwaukee, Wisconsin, Madison, Wisconsin, it was an old paint factory. And so all the theme is on color and the history of the location, et cetera. So they like that. They want to say, this is somewhere. And by the way, it's our fastest growing brand, and it's around the world. So this is a generation that, while they don't like to spend a lot, they do like to travel around the world and see something new. And that's what they're excited about telling their friends. I went to this location. Here's what it looks like. And it was unique and bespoke. So that's sort of the experience side. I find that the technology piece matters when there is a question about the experience, the service, right? And so they want to engage and discover about the property, the location, show me something I haven't seen before so I can talk about that. But when it comes to, I just want an extra pillow, or I'd love, a different kind of coffee, that's where they prefer to just get a quick answer. And so that's why I think the technology matters in that sense. I do find in some of our brands, though, where the employees on property are knowledgeable about the area, that's when you'll see that connection happen, right? But if it's just, I specifically want something to get handled for me, there is not a lot of patience. And so there's a desire to do that quickly. And frankly, it's efficient. It's efficient for the guests and it's efficient for us. So that's where technology has been a huge win for the industry.
So this is interesting, and this drives another topic. No, it's about price. They are price conscientious, so they wish to travel around the world. They wish to be treated as the kings or queens. They wish exciting experiences. So, but they are reluctant to pay more than they consider the value of the service that they receive. That's okay. So, but are you thinking, so in the industry, so let me say to put specific rates, to define specific price strategies for these generations? I've seen some hotel groups that they set a specific price for an age range. So it's strange to me, because we are going to the same hotel. Why? Because it's not enough that I am old and I have to pay more because I am old and all guys. So the youngs, they are youngs, they are surprisingly young, they enjoy life and they pay less. So is this a strategy in the industry? You consider that we will go at the point that the price strategy will be defined, will be personalized, perhaps?
Sorry, I don't know if you were asking them or asking me. That's why I paused.
It's a reflection. So we will end, because they like personalization in everything, so we will end at personal price. So we will go at the end at something like, I will put a specific price for you or not. So or we will follow the price strategy, the current price strategy, dynamic pricing or something like this. So right. Or we will go to these promotions, specific prices for a generation or even for a customer.
I think that finding the balance between being cost effective and unique, innovative, etc., is the key for any travel brand that wants to succeed in this environment. And they have different strategies. I think what the millennials and the Gen Z is, they after transparency. They want to be transparent with the prices and transparent with the product that they're going to be receiving and the services they're going to be receiving. So anyone who wants to succeed, they have to be very clear on their pricing strategy. This is what you're going to pay. No add-ons when you get to the hotel, or no add-ons when you get to the attraction. It has to be very, very clearly, and as well with the value proposition of what they're gonna experience. Perhaps to help them, because the Gen Zers are young and they're tight with their budget, is maybe flexible payments. Maybe that's something that they can, just pay when they arrive, or maybe pay a balance and then pay a deposit and then the balance. So they need to be helped. Other strategies that maybe some of the hotels or travel companies could use is technology. I mean, they really are digital native, they really are technology driven, and technology can help to reduce costs, or reducing costs might help in giving a better price. But what I found interesting is what you were saying. Is it good? Is it a clever idea to give different prices to Gen Zs, for instance? My point of view, instead of using a segmentation by age, which can be a bit harsh, as you said, in the older generations, is to use a more inclusive approach. So use events. And when you target events towards the younger generation, you can put a price differentiation, because the events are catering for concerts, or even if it's an opera or something more classic, you will be targeting maybe an elder generation, you could put different prices. So using events, it might seem a better idea than targeting directly, you know, the age. That's a thought. So I don't know, what is your thought about? Because I think it's a very clever point of view. Would you use age as a way of segmentation and reducing prices?
I don't think so. I mean, I love what you just said. I think it's the right way to think about what is the passion of this customer base and how do you create more value for them versus pricing. I just think I agree. It's more inclusive to think about how to make it a better experience versus making someone feel not part and I just think it's problematic to think about pricing in that way. I think, again, the more we know our guests, which technology allows us to do, the more we can get insights. I mean, I agree. I like to think that I behave in many ways like Gen Z. I like activity in a lobby. In fact, if I go to my room, I prefer to come downstairs and have all the noise and be around other people. So I think it's more having events that appeal to that guest, creating experiences, whether exactly what you said, a football game or concerts. And so I think that's really the opportunity, and that feels special to our guests. And then it's more, I'm getting value for my money versus the lowest price, right? It is the lowest price. If I'm bundling together great food and an experience that's about a concert, that's a local concert, and we have themed based food and beverage, right? That's something that I find that this generation is happy to pay for because it's an experience. And what they want to talk about is the posting it on social media. Look at the food, look at the way the slippers match, you know, think about the Taylor Swift concerts and how much creativity went around those kinds of experiences. I think those are things people are happy to, you know, pay for that value. And that's really, again, what makes it hospitality.
Think that maybe using loyalty programs, it's a way of engaging, and you can give that discount specific to Generation Z or a millennial, rather than you know, on the website seeing special discount. I think it's perhaps a bit more aggressive, and loyalty programs, it's a more hidden agenda, more loyalty, more personalized.
I agree. We try to focus our loyalty program on Gen Z because in general, they don't join loyalty programs as quickly as others, but that's because I don't think the benefits have historically spoken to them. So now you can use points for concerts and experiences. And so you're exactly right. Our lowest price is our loyalty program. That's the advantage of joining the program. We want you to engage with the app because we know that's where that generation comes in. The app is so easy to use and so simple. Once you engage with it, it's sort of like, oh, well, now I want to experience the loyalty program and there's benefits that I can use. And our loyalty program has, you know, benefits that are bespoke. So we try to not build the same thing for every guest. You can choose when you get to milestones of stays. After 10 stays, you can choose a milestone benefit. There's multiple choices. Some people want free food and beverage. Well, there's a value right there. Some people want a suite upgrade, bring their 6 friends with them. You know, that's, I think, where the opportunity is to get that price value in as well.
At the end of the day, I think that more than talking about discounts, we have to talk about the value proposition of what you're offering, and that the generations feel that they pay the right thing for what they are looking after. For example, very much linked with what you said, Patricia, like flexibility. You can build pricing. For example, when we sell now the purpose for the rooms, we don't sell like room with package with everything in, but you can build your own experience. So you can start from rooms only to rooms plus board, room plus board plus experiences inside, outside the hotel. You can play with the loyalty program to have a special social events that even are not linked to the hotel, like do packaging without sources that provide services and bring together with the pricing. Because at the end of the day, what we can perceive is that these type of generations are sensitive to pricing to certain things, but not everything. They are very open to pay to go into a place that have a purpose. For example, they are more reluctant to pay in flying like airplanes, because they don't see the purpose. So they really are trying to bargain the less pricing in order to go far away, because they love traveling, as you were saying, Claire, before. But at the same time, they are less sensitive to pay if they go to a hotel and there are things they're willing to do. And even if we're talking about social governance and social responsibility that you were saying before, we have seen this generation even paying extra money in order to donate part of the experience to third parties in order to do social action. So I think value proposition is the most important, and not playing with discounts, because playing with discounts is tricky. And you can exclude generations you don't want to exclude.
So you have introduced the loyalty topic. So you have been explaining about rewards, the type of rewards. So, but my question is, so do you expect in the industry that these new generations will stay long time in the loyalty program? So I mean, so perhaps the Gen X or the baby boomers, they were very loyal to a program, to a brand for a lot of years, 20 years. They were rewarded the status, the tier for life. So do you expect the new generations will remain with a company, loyal a company during a lot of years like past generations? So it's something strange to me when I make a reflection about this.
Well, first of all, I think that, to be honest with you, like, loyalty still matters, and matters a lot. Even though it's more complicated to get Gen Z and millennials gain into a loyalty program, it's true that when you go through the different customer platforms and different surveys that have been done in US, in Canada, and even in Europe, you can see that these generations are having a higher percentage of willingness to be loyal to a brand. But that brand has to have, a loyalty program has to have, again, a value proposition. They expect this proposition to be personalized, so they feel that when they go into the project or into a program, it's not just one more, and it's not a status anymore. It's more linked to the experiences they can get in this program. So it can be linked not just to hospitality and tourist aspects, but things to other experiences as well. They would like to have a lot of flexibility again, like redemption is not just you get points and after you can redeem. No, you can change the redeemed points by money. You can pay with them. You can go to the hotel, to the service, or to the other event. They would like, I think, as well, to feel special and part of a community. So to get the loyalty program to offer special events for these loyalty members, so they can have the sense that they can have kind of this VIP aspect where they go to a concert, for example, this to be the first ones to be able to buy. I think, for example, American Express do this kind of stuff very well. And to have this sense of being in a different world of opportunities, something interesting. Other things that are very different as well from all the other generation is making an introduction gaming within the loyalty program. So you play and you gain with certain milestones within certain benefits. And I think that the most interesting one is how they communicate. They would like, again, as we said before in the different conversations, to communicate through the digital platforms, more through WhatsApp and Messenger and apps than through telephone, for example, to have this sense of social community. So being able to have a place to interact and to exchange experiences within this place, like, for example, creating together a travel path within a location. So at the end of the day, these are certain examples, but I think that, in my opinion, is loyalty still matters, it's important, but it has to evolve a lot, and it has to evolve to experiences and community sense, and first of all, flexibility. Claire, I don't know what is your sense or your feeling about this thinking and this evolution of the loyalty program with the new generations.
Yeah, I would agree with a a lot of what you said. I think that loyalty always matters. Loyalty is partly points, but it's also, do you know me? And there's not a generation in our lifetime that is more comfortable with sharing who they are and wanting and expecting us to know them, and create experiences for them than this generation. So I think it's even more important than ever, but it's different, as you said. I think it's partly experiences. So you talked about the example of concerts. You know, we have created these concert experiences and built partnerships with Major League Soccer, but also concerts that you may or may not have heard of Lollapalooza, which is a massive music festival in Chicago. There's the Wilderness Festival in the UK. These are all very much things that we built for that generation. And they could do exactly what you said, buy a whole package with their points, get the front of the line. We have a viewing section that's different for them, free drinks. They can sometimes go backstage and meet some of the artists. And so that's really the kind of thing that I think matters as well. The other thing is connecting it to technology, like we've been talking about throughout this conversation. So as we think just about points and using them to stay at properties, also on property, we've built the Wi-Fi auto connect capability that if you're in the loyalty program, that's immediate. Those are the kinds of things where you're connecting what that generation wants. I want experiences. I want easy at my fingertips technology all throughout the property. And the loyalty program enables that. And then I also want choice. So if I want free food and breakfast, or I want a suite upgrade, or I want diamond parking, which is another benefit that we've added for our guests, those are the kinds of things I can choose. And choice is very important to this generation as well. So I think it's more important than ever, and it's just thinking through it from their lens.
So I think this drives us to the marketing, you know, how to communicate, how to, let me say, tell these new generations that I know you, so I like you. I wish that you and us, my company, go together. So I will bring you experience. You will bring us your enthusiasm, your fun. So, but the marketing is changing. So because they are followers too, so they have role models in front of them, and they follow role models. Mm-hmm. So and how is this marketing? No, so because when I see in some places the influencers. So when we are talking about influencers, sometimes the influencers are role models and sometimes are not role models. So we have a balance, a difficult balance here, So and in this sense too, so you were talking before about social responsibility, sustainability. So in this marketing, in this communication, how to mix all the things, no? To mix the personalization, how to mix let me say, to match and to be aligned with the role models at the same time that to put in place the sustainability and everything, that to communicate them, hey, we know you, so we wish you, so we are social responsible, we are diverse. So how to manage it? It sounds difficult, no? So it sounds a new challenge for the industry. It's not the typical marketing that we are in the beach, so we have a nice hotel with XX rooms, all the rooms are nice, so it seems a little bit more difficult, no, nowadays?
Yeah, to engage with millennials and Gen Zers, digital marketing has to be innovative, and it has to be personalized, and it has to leverage technology, but the technology that these generations are using. And I don't think marketeers had ever such a big variety of strategies to use. But I think perhaps the first one would be influencers, as you say, and building communities. They love the fact that they belong to a community, especially the Gen Zers. They love the visual appeal. Everything has to be photographed and printed, and they love to follow their ideals, the people that they feel identified. So influencers and community building, I think it's very important. And if we go more ahead. They love being live, to experience that hotel, to experience that attraction even before it happens. So we have virtual reality, augmented reality, and we can use even live streaming of certain facilities of the hotel, etc., etc. So I think the many digital marketing strategies, and one of them, as you were saying, is focus on being environmentally friendly, on being social responsible, sustainability, and as Maria was suggesting, they're prepared even to pay or donate part of the price to collaborate with those unique experiences if they're going to be for a good cause, a sustainable cause, a local cause, that they can feel identified.
Claire?
Yeah, I think it's absolutely critical, and we built our marketing organization around that way of thinking. We've got a very large social media team and a new, what we call the news bureau, which is seeing what's out in the news at any point in time, and taking advantage of tactics such as trend jacking. Like if something is a hot topic, maybe unrelated to the hospitality industry, how do we come up with a fun, quirky way to insert our brands in that conversation? And that sort of establishes a personality for your brand and for your company in a way that makes people feel that you get me or you get us. And so I think it's knowing what is hot at any point in time, anywhere in the world, having a team of folks who love to take advantage of that and talk about it in a creative, interesting way. And really, again, just knowing that base. We use a lot of influencers. It helps when they come to a property and can see. It's one thing to talk about a property. It's another to have someone actually experience it and show people the pool, and show people the bartender, and really allow them to see what that is like. And frankly, we never show someone just the property. We also have them experience the city and the area for all those reasons I said, right? Which is you could choose from hundreds of Indigo's hotels, but why go to one in Thailand versus one in New York? The more we can show you, the more you can kind of experience that. And so I think it's end to end. All of our marketing is focused uniquely for each type of customer. So we have Gen Z marketing, we have marketing for millennials, we have marketing that is really meant to showcase all of our customer bases, from luxury customers to mainstream customers. Those might look and feel differently, but it's just knowing your customers and speaking in a language that they understand. And I think this has been said before, but you can't always assume a certain age equals a certain demographic. We have luxury customers who are very young. We have older customers who love to stay in our properties that are sort of built maybe for a different generation, but you can't make any assumptions. We're all who we want to be, right?
Yeah, I think, to be honest, that digital marketing has opened an incredible opportunity for the companies to interact with our customers. Because before, normally you launch a paper or a TV stream or something, you never know the reaction. Nowadays, because of technology, we can stream or know what the tendencies are, what are the needs of the different generations, and in particular the generations we're talking to, and to address to them. But to be honest, nowadays, I think that the most important thing is that even though every generation is different and has different approaches and sensitiveness in relation to a different product, the reality that experiences are gaining the game in each generation. So you can see more and more digital marketing where you don't show a hotel. You show the experiences, you show the landscaping, you show what is going on around. Even with the Instagrammers or YouTubers or influencers, when they go and show your properties, they don't really show the property itself. They show the property that gives them a feeling, and this feeling is something they are going to provide. So everything is very much linked to interaction and the way people is feeling, which is a big change, a big opportunity as well, to have a very good return on investment on the marketing you're doing, which is very very good as well. So I think this is important, and linked, Luis, to what you said before about sustainability, social purpose, etc. I think that for these two generations, and in particular for Gen Z, it's extremely important that the way they're perceiving a company, so they can align with the values they think they have, in particular, so to be like in this context of values the company can provide. So in this sense, when we talk about sustainability, I think it's very important we talk about not just how you interact with the community and do social actions, which is obviously very important, but as well as how you construct your product, your building, how is the energy efficiency going to be used, the product way that you are doing a hotel itself is very interesting, as well how are you treating your employees, are you diverse, are you integrating people that maybe are outside the society in order to help the society to happen, are you having a relationship with the communities where you are up to. For example, in a company like Meliá, where we are very much focused on leisure, in a lot of places where we go, there are locations where the wealth sometimes is not there. So how you help the community to become better and to have more opportunities for the people living there is very important to this community. So it's just very important, the ESG, not just because of the values of the company, obviously, that we have integrated, but as well to feel that when they go to your hotel, they have a purpose to go there. And how you show them that, you can show them that through the travel journey, again, when they are within the hotel, interacting with them and making propositions for them to know how they act and the reaction these actions have, but at the same time with all the levels that you have over there and certifications. But being honest, I think that we are in front of a generation that this greenwashing that we have seen in the past about a lot of stamps and things that people go around, they have become very sensitive and they know how to choose, and which companies are really into this sustainability moment they are very much aligned to.
So we are living an exciting time in the travel industry. So because it's the first time in history, so that we have 4 active generations consuming the same products. So it's never has happened something similar. So we have 4 generations all together. So on your challenges, we have reviewed today in this TourisTalk a lot of challenges, but when I think in all the conversation, it's something that Claire does just point at the very start of the talk. It was something that, so sometimes I feel like a millennial, sometimes I love to be through Gen Zs, and I am a Gen X, so I love to be a Gen X. So there is not a paradigm in terms that how the product has to cover in terms of age range, of demographics. So it's more that how we feel, so on how we make feel the customers that we are authentic, so something very important. We are social responsibles, and we will bring them through experiences. So something that it sounds simple, so but we have discovered today that it's not so simple to bring the customers through experiences, authentic experience with diversity, etc. You have your 5 cents, your last 5 cents. You have 20 seconds to summarize, if you wish, the talk today. I'm very happy from the talk, so a lot of insights, so a lot of topics to make a reflection. So, but just for you, just the last 5 cents. So.
Well, if I have to summarize, I think that from today, what I bring with me is that it's very important to be sensitive to the mindset of people and the generations we have nowadays living together, and that flexibility, sensitivity to everyone needs, and this way of think that is very diverse from one to another is very important to be successful in nowadays world.
I think a few words that describe today's is sustainable, unique, experience, responsible, inclusive, diversity, many words that describe how 4 generations are co-living at the same time.
Claire?
I would agree with that. And I didn't get to talk about diversity, equity, and inclusion and sort of the focus on sustainability from our company standpoint. I think it's all those things. People are wanting to be inclusive and feel valued. And I think that's what the travel industry uniquely can do is we bring people together. And so everyone deserves a seat at the table. And I'm proud of what our company's doing, getting, a more diverse owner base. And so I think those are the opportunities where we in this industry can make a difference in sustainability with AI, our ability to know how to manage when a hotel's not full, getting the electricity costs down. I mean, that can have a massive impact on society. And so I think as a company, we're really proud of the footprint we have there. But I also, one more thing I just wanted to say, and you refer to the 4 generations and can it be hard to market to them? I think it's one of the things that makes this industry so incredibly exciting is, I've worked in several industries in my career, and this one is one where the customer is always changing. So, I use myself as an example. When I'm traveling for work and I'm traveling to Asia, what I want and what I need when I've flown, 16 hours is very different than when I'm with my girlfriends going out, for a spa weekend, when I'm with my daughter who's in her 20s going to a concert. So it's like ever changing. And we have to always be aware that who's in front of us right now is, a combination of a lot of insights we might have about this person, but the moment right now is the moment that matters to them. And that's, I think, what it makes it fun and interesting and ever changing. And it's a gift, I think, to work in this industry.
So really impressive. So thank you so much, Claire, for your time to being with us. So we know you don't have a good weather there in New York. So we know it's snowing. So, but you are in a nice place. So it's something nice that to be in a nice place and it's snowing outside. So thank you, Maria. Thank you, Patricia.
Pleasure.
So from KPMG, so we will bring these insights to the business community, and I hope they will be very valuable for them. So thank you, Claire.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
A pleasure.
My pleasure.